Good morning. Just shy of 6 AM. Just leaving mine now, the village of Moseley, because I am heading to Silverstone today for an FIA WEC World Endurance Championship events. Understudying the official photographer. Due down there for a briefing at 8:30 AM, so just heading towards New Street now for a train to Northampton, at which point I'll be linking through to Silverstone, which is about 10-15 miles south of there. We'll update you more on the day. So I'm now down in Birmingham to get my train. Just a quick note really at this point. There's been a lot of talk before today about me going to Silverstone. You know, there was that one guy who kind of made a bit of a scathing personal attack on me out of, I don't know, envy or threat or what, I don't know. And it did kind of mar my experience until I spoke to the official bodies last Friday, and ever since I've been very fortunate in them extending a personal invite to me, and the way it's looking for today now, that's great. It's a double-edged sword really. I'm dreading one aspect of today, but also quite looking forward to it, in as much as the technicalities of it. Now, I haven't done motorsport before, so it's going to be, I know there's a technique called panning, and there's a way of shooting motorsport, and there's got to be, because the cars are faster, and I haven't done any of that before. Kind of dreading that, but also I kind of like being out of my comfort zone, which I will be. And also it's a case of with photography, I find I never really have to overly try or work at it on a daily basis. It's something that comes very natural to me, and once I learn the settings of the camera some 18 months, 2 years ago, the rest of it's just easy sailing. You know, I've got a natural eye for a photo. I seem to be good at what I do, and it's effortless. I don't have to think about it. Half the time I could do it in my sleep. So when the opportunity comes to try something new technically, like today, it excites me, because it means suddenly I'm consciously back in the moment, and I'm actually challenging myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm properly challenging myself, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the challenge. I thrive upon it. So I am looking forward to that today. I bought my Nikon out today. Got my 70-300 lens, which I'm primarily planning on using, but I have got the other two lenses on me as well, in case, you know, I get up close to some action or some part of the track and I end up needing that. And also the Sigma 1020, I don't know quite why, but maybe if I'm on a decent stretch of the track, there might be some potential for doing something beautiful there, with maybe the, you know, if I'm facing the grandstand or something like that, I don't know. But better to have it than not have it. Better safe than sorry. It's in the bag along with the MacBook, because I believe I'll have access to the media centre as well, with like free Wi-Fi and stuff. So if there's a quiet half an hour in the day, might head up there and just keep on top of my communications, and maybe even provisionally look at a few of the shots as we go. But we'll see how the day plays out. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, looking forward to the challenge of it. So Silverstone update. Yeah, a bit restricted on what I can do at the moment in terms of I haven't made the briefing this morning, so I didn't manage to get my trackside tabard. But I'm doing a briefing at 1 o'clock, which is in about an hour and a half. in which I'll be acquiring my tabard, and then this afternoon's session I should be trackside. For now though, I'm just up at a vantage point over the track on the home straight and also the corner with the Silverstone stand on, and I'm aiming to get some stuff at distance from where I am for now. Silverstone update. Kind of neglected it because I've been busy all afternoon. What to say? Okay, so I updated you at lunchtime on this morning session. Had some lunch, managed to get my Nikon fully serviced and sensor cleaned for free. Got chatting to some Fuji reps, and they kindly lent me the XT3 this afternoon with a 150-400 lens on it to take trackside. So I did the briefing, got my trackside tabard, paired up with a guy who was working for the same team I was. He sorted me out with all my settings on my Fuji because he's a Fuji shooter, and then we went trackside, and he knows all the best corners, so we were fully trackside in the thick of it on the corners. And some of the shots I got with the Fuji XT3 were looking at the previews at the timing camera, immense world-class shots. Thank you Fuji for lending me the gear. I would happily ditch Nikon for you guys. That's me going on record as saying that. So yeah, I want to be an ambassador for you. I'm in love with the XT3. Intend on saving up and getting one. Stunning camera. Now at Milton Keynes station, waiting on the train back to Birmingham. It's now 8:30. Left mine at 6 o'clock this morning, so extremely tired. Should be home for about 10 o'clock hopefully. Oh, and just the other thing with that that Fuji this afternoon, I'm going to appreciate every little bit of the shots that I got, because it felt like hard grafting a workout. It was hot trackside. I was sweating buckets. The gear was heavy, and I had my Nikon on me as well. So not only am I holding the 400 zoom lens in my hand, which is and the camera with second battery dock and all that stuff on it, extremely heavy. I'm holding it handheld all the time, so it's aching my arms, and I'm also then panning, doing a technique called panning, where you follow the cars at the sort of speed they're going, and these cars were going extremely fast. So for about 3 hours this afternoon, it felt like I was doing a pure weight cardiovascular driven workout, as well as all the walking that we did. We walked most of the circuits, try out different corners and stuff. So yeah, a lot of hard work this afternoon went into those shots, and looking at the previewing camera, they looked world class. So let's just hope that they are so when we pulled them off the SD card and stuff. Yeah. Also, the thing to note with this afternoon, when we're neglecting the videos, is this is a live broadcast event this race weekend. So the purpose of the briefing was not only safety when in pit lanes and on trackside, but it was also to do with do's and don'ts. And one of the big don'ts was having mobile phones out, and especially videoing. Case in point being that if you caught video in it, you could then be asked to pay for the rights to it, and you're talking several £1,000s. So I didn't want to get my phone out at any point to do any vlogging, really, especially not when I was trackside, in case I infringed on that rule. So yeah, apologies for that, but I'm sure the pictures will make up for it. I'm extremely tired now, just waiting at Milton Keynes station for my train back. It's been a beautiful day. Got a lovely pass thing, which always makes me feel proud. And I was working in the grandstand overlooking the home straight where the finish line is and stuff, level with the finish line in the official media centre. So there was like hundreds of hot desks there, and journalists and all sorts, and electric hookups and Wi-Fi hookups and TVs, and interviews going on all over the cafeteria. I was working with the official photography team. We had our own private offices a bit further up the corridor. But what an amazing day to be in the hub of that National Media Centre. Unbelievable. Hi, it's now Saturday morning. Still extremely tired after the day at Silverstone. But good. Going to reflect on it slightly in a minute. But in case you're wondering how many photos I took at Silverstone, that many. It's going to be a long editing process, people. So my reflections on Silverstone yesterday. Okay, so I'm very tired. I've obviously got 2,100 photos to work through. Yeah, I was dreading it before we went. As I said briefly yesterday, because I haven't done motorsport before, and I was kind of looking forward to the challenge of that. You know, good things happen when you push yourself out of your comfort zone. It's like Bowie says in that video that I watch daily. Always go a little further out of your comfort zone. You know, always go a little bit further out into the sea, and when your toes are just about not touching the bottom, that's where the magic happens. I can kind of echo that after yesterday, really. You know, I wasn't comfortable going into it. It was a challenge for me, photography and technique-wise. But looking at the results I've got, certainly in my camera initially, without sort of editing and stuff and looking at them on a bigger screen, I think I've more than held my own and possibly got some, you know, some world-class professional sport, you know, motorsport photography, standard photography, which is unbelievable for the first time, really. Certainly on my Nikon, but thanks massively to the Fuji X-T3 that I borrowed off the Fujifilm guys. I cannot stress enough how grateful I was to be able to test drive the X-T3 with a 150-400 lens on it yesterday afternoon. An incredible bit of kit. Obviously, I've been very loyal to Nikon till now. And I did have a low end entry level Fuji camera that I wasn't really seeing the advantages of using over my Nikon, so I moved it on. I got rid of it, but then using this high end body yesterday afternoon, I fell in love with it in moments. It's just a stunning bit of kit. And I'm of the opinion that I now need to save and get the money to get me one of those, because I think that's probably the way forward for the calibre of photography that I want to be hitting. Yeah, so I think the X-T3 would get me to where I'm starting to think I want to be photography-wise. The first 2 years of my photography really has just been trying out as much as possible and kind of finding what I love taking photography of, and kind of finding my feet and you know, trying to work out what the future holds. Now there's going to be two categories of my photography. It's going to be my personal love, and then maybe moving forward, not to say it would happen now, it's maybe a 10-year project at a minimum, but a business side of the model, a way of turning something that I love into a living moving forward. Not that there's any rush on that. I'm not in a position where I've got to rush it, and I'm quite fortunate in that sense. And I am setting an expectation of a minimum of 10 years on it, because these things seldom happen, and certainly not overnight. Okay, so the personal photography, I love photoing people, I love doing street photography, I love landscape stuff. You know, I have an interest in history, so I like all this historical type of stuff. But then stripping away then to where I want to be with a business model in a dream scenario, and it might never happen. I'm not deluded, I know this. I think where I'd see myself is doing like events, concerts, sports, that sort of stuff. And I think in terms of doing that, that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. I'm trying to get as many opportunities as I can to get out there and put together a portfolio of work, a body of work, gain experience, learn. The guys I was with yesterday at Silverstone, the official photography team, this guy who I worked with as part of his team, he travels the globe photoing motorsport and has done for 15, 20 years. His work is shit hot. Really good stuff. And he has guys approaching him almost on a daily saying, can we work with you? Can we learn off you? And yesterday, I was fortunate enough that I fast-tracked all that and I ended up working directly with him for the day, and it was eye-opening and it was incredible. And he's also said, this needn't be a one-off. If you've got good stuff today, I may well ask you to come to the next one with me. So, you know, there's potential there. And I think the XT3 is what gets me there. Is high end and it is stunning for what I did at Silverstone yesterday. I can only imagine for concerts, for other sports events, for other events I'm covering, you know, like you've seen me do Pride in London and stuff like that. I'm in love with it. I am purely in love with it, and I'll be making contact with Fuji to see if there's anything we can do. I'd certainly love to ambassador for them. You know, I'm head over heels in love. It's the equivalent of taking a girl out and within 10 minutes of conversation, you know she's going to be the one for you for life. That's kind of how I felt after 10 minutes trackside with the XT3 yesterday. So, yeah, I look forward to showing you the results on the end of this video. So, Silverstone saga update. Tonight I will be editing mainly in Lightroom once I've worked through and worked the wheat from the shaft as it was. Took over 2,000 shots, so not all of them are going to be exceptional, but I'll whittle it down to a final batch to take into Lightroom. But I have encountered a slight problem. Being that the Fuji XT3 that I borrowed shoots RAW in a format that isn't compatible with Lightroom and stuff, so I've had to get a piece of software to batch convert them to the highest quality JPEG. Thankfully they look alright quality and exposure wise, so that should be fine. But check out this. So there is it was about 1,417 odd files, I think. And they're now batch converting, but I think we're going to be here a while. Silverstone saga update. After 22 hours, all the Fuji RAW files are converted, so one can finally start sifting down to a final batch to edit. Yahoo! Silverstone saga updates. So, the Fuji conversion took 22 hours. It's now finished, which means I can finally get on with whittling down to my final batch of shots to edit. Got something like 2,000 shots to work through to whittle down to a shorter batch. Yeah, dinner's in the oven. Got the music on. Got a bottle of Coca-Cola. Got a box of delightful Jaffa Cake chocolatey things. And a big bag of Doritos. It's editing night. Editing o'clock. I'm going to be glued to the computer screen probably till the wee small hours of the morning. I'm doing it between various things. Today I went up to Bridge North to do some more automotive photography, and then I had to install an exhibition that I've got on in September, so I've done that as well. And tomorrow I'm going with niece and nephew to Lego World, so I'm trying to wedge it in as and where I can, but we're getting there, people, we're getting there.